Yashodanandana Brajaj Naranjana Yamunatiravanatra Hari Yamunatiravanatra Hari Jaya Dhamadava Kunda Bihar Hari Jaya Dhamadava Kunda Bihar Hari Jaya Dhamadava Kunda Bihar Hari Jaya Gopinda Vallabha Girivardha Hari Jaya Gopinda Vallabha Girivardha Hari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatiravanatra Hari Yamunatiravanatra Hari Jaya Dhamadava Kunda Bihar Hari Jaya Dhamadava Kunda Bihar Hari Jaya Dhamadava Kunda Bihar Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Bhakti Bihari Radha Bhakti Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Kunj Bihari Radha Kunj Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe Jaya Radha Vinod Bihari Radha Vinod Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Kunj Bihari Radha Kunj Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jayam Sripad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Satta Shishamachila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Satta Shishamachila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavrinda Ki. Jai Shri Rup Shri Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopala Bhatta Das Saraganath Sadhu Goswami Prabhu Ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपा गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री मथुरा धाम की श्री मायापुर धाम की श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की वृंद देवी तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की गंगा यमुना देवी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री श्री गौनिताय की श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की गौ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we are reading from the Bhagavad-Gita, as it is second chapter, text number 49. Durena yavaram karma Buddhi yoga dhananjaya Buddhau sharanam anvicha Kripana falahetava Durena yavaram karma Buddhi yoga dhananjaya Buddhau sharanam anvicha Kripana falahetava Durena hyavaram karma Buddhi yoga dhananjaya Buddhau sharanam manvicha Kripana falahetava Durena hyavaram karma Buddhi yoga dhananjaya Buddhau sharanam manvicha Kripana falahetava Durena hyavaram karma Buddhi yoga dhananjaya Buddhau sharanam manvicha Kripana falahetava
Durena hevaram karma
Durena hyavaram karma
Buddhi yoga dhananjaya
Buddhi yoga dhananjaya
Buddho sharanam anvicha
Buddhau sharanam manvicha
Upana phalayatava
Kripana falahetava Durena discarded at a long distance. He certainly avaram abominable karma activity buddhi yoga on the strength of Krishna consciousness. Dhananjaya, O conqueror of wealth, Buddhau, in such consciousness, Saranam, full surrender, Anvicha, try for, Kripana, misers, Falahetava, those desiring fruitive results. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation, O Dhananjay, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. And those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. Purport. One who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position as an eternal servant of the Lord gives up all engagement save working in Krishna consciousness. As already explained, Buddhi Yoga means transcendental loving service to the Lord. Such devotional service is the right course of action for the living entity. Only misers desire to enjoy the fruit of their own work just to be further entangled in material bondage. Except for work in Krishna consciousness, all activities are abominable because they continually bind the worker to the cycle of birth and death. One should therefore never desire to be the cause of work. Everything should be done in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of Krishna. Misers do not know how to utilize the assets of riches, which they acquire by good fortune or by hard labor. One should spend all energies working in Krishna consciousness, and that will make one's life successful. Like misers, unfortunate persons do not employ their human energy in the service of the Lord. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yanam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupagadam Tadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotapadakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Govika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Ganjana Gaudangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Vrishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Avanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shivadari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Krishna is speaking to Arjuna and encouraging him to engage in devotional activities, in devotional service. And so also is encouraging him to perform his duty according to Vana and Ashram, but with Krishna in the center. And in this way, by taking shelter of Krishna, trying to be free from inauspicious activities, or as mentioned here, avaram, abominable karma activities. So, and here the word bhakti-yoga is mentioned. Krishna is saying, so yoga means to link with the Supreme Lord. Buddhi, that means intelligence. So with intelligence, one has to be engaged in devotional service. And so Prabhupada is mentioning here on the strength of Krishna consciousness. So that means, because ultimately we are servants of Krishna, and we are supposed to be always thinking about Krishna. So therefore we have to mold our lives in such a way that we can think of Krishna most of the time. So that is intelligence. That is transcendental intelligence. There is sadhu buddhi, that means transcendental intelligence, and there is material intelligence. So by material intelligence, persons, they are engaged in various activities. And phala hetavaha, kripana. So majorly persons, they may be intelligent, there are many intelligent persons, materially speaking, but they are working in this world and they're trying to get some result of their world or of their work, and then they're trying to enjoy phala hetavaha, those desiring fruitive results. But the human life is meant for self-realization, atma sakshatkar, direct perception of the self. And then also direct perception of the Supreme Self, the Supreme Lord, Krishna Sakshatkar. So we have to endeavor in that direction to become Krishna consciousness, to always be thinking how to be engaged in devotional service. And that starts with the consciousness. So buddhi, so with intelligence we have to engage the consciousness and then the body. So the mind is accepting and rejecting things, but with one's consciousness, with one's intelligence, one has to be properly engaged. The mind, first of all, has to be engaged. And so, of course, the ahankar is there, the false ego identifying with his body. But the real ego is Jivere Swapoe Krishna Nitadas, that I'm the servant of Krishna. And with this consciousness, so we should actually act that I am the eternal servant of Krishna. Sambandha Gyan. So that is our relationship with Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord and we are His servants. While chanting or while engaging in service, so we should chant in this mood. I'm the servant of Krishna. I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. Atma Tattva. So we should come to that platform. I'm different from this material body. The gross and subtle body. The gross body made of 5 material elements, so which we can perceive, made with, of course, 5 elements, earth, water, fire, ether, but then that is manifested here as in this body as the skin, flesh, bones, blood, and so on combined, so that as the material body, the gross body, and then the subtle body is there, the ego, the intelligence, and the mind. So everything has to be engaged in Krishna Seva, the gross body and the subtle body. And so constant practice has to be there with intelligence. So we have to be intelligent in order to become Krishna conscious. And then actually every second we have the choice. So to take shelter of Krishna or not to take shelter of Krishna. And if we take shelter of Krishna, then our consciousness becomes purified, we are properly situated, we can feel transcendental bliss. If not taking shelter of Krishna, then we are under the modes of material nature. And then sometimes there may be some kind of happiness there, material happiness, but then distress will be there also. And illusion, and then Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, greed, lust, anger, illusion, madness, and envy. So therefore we have to choose to take shelter of Krishna at every second. And so by doing this, then gradually we become elevated in Krishna consciousness. So it is a practice, it is a cultivation to become conscious of Krishna. So Krishna means the person Krishna, a beautiful form, Shyama Sundar, playing the flute, having a peacock feather in his crown or his turban. So that, as Prabhupada is writing, that is our constitutional position. We are eternal servants of the Lord. So from one point of view, so if we have this understanding, then we can advance nicely. But then, so because of being in this material world since time immemorial, and because of the tendency of the conditioned soul to want to enjoy, so therefore it takes some time to be completely purified, to become free from this enjoying tendency, and to be properly situated in Krishna consciousness. So it is a gradual process. Adhav Shraddha. First, some faith has to be there in the Supreme Lord, and then in the process of devotional service. And then Guru Pada Ashray, taking shelter of the spiritual master, Sadhu Sangha, in the association of the sadhus, then we can advance. Then we can engage in devotional activities. They will guide us. And then by engaging in devotional activities, then we become free from illusion, from unwanted things, from impurities in the heart, in the consciousness. And then one becomes fixed in devotional service. And then one will get a taste for spiritual activities, because Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Pavidamitam Uttamam Patakshakshimam Damyam Susukam Kattam Avyayam. So this Krishna consciousness, this knowledge is the king of all education. So it is confidential. That means only those who engage in devotional service, they will properly understand the Supreme Lord and devotional service. So, but that is practically that is the best process to become perfect. So by other processes, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, it will take more time. And by only being partially engaged in devotional activities or approaching the Lord in Karma Yoga, it will take more time. Pratyaksha, but Pratyaksha, so direct experience can be there of the self. First we will understand that, yes, I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. By engaging in devotional activities, we get the knowledge, yes, we are not this body, we are spirit soul. But then we have to continuously engage in devotional activities. Then we can have some practical realization of our spiritual nature, a spirit soul, servant of Krishna, being different from the gross and subtle body. Practical realization will be there. And the more we engage in devotional activities, the more it is profound. And then, so a spirit soul, it is mentioned, the spirit soul is very tiny, infinitesimal spiritual part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna who is big, unlimited, Vibhu Chaitanya, Brihat Chid Vastu, and we are very small, Anuchid Vastu. So, but by engaging in devotional service, then the realization becomes more profound, and then we can actually ultimately see ourselves, not only simply as a soul, but having a spiritual form, similar to the Lord's form, an eternal form full of knowledge and bliss. And mostly in a form just like the Lord. Means just like Krishna, personal form, Supreme Personality of Godhead, in a form of a cowherd boy, goat. And so we may be there also in this kind of form, similar to Krishna's form, but then still there's a difference. He's unlimited and we are limited. He's all powerful and we have some power only. Or then it may be, as mentioned in Prabhupada mentions, and that is our understanding, introduction in the very beginning already, that 5 relationships are there with Krishna. Neutral relationship, just like the animals, the birds, and the trees. And then in servitorship as servants in Krishna's palace in Nandagaon. And then as friends, and those in parental affection and his parents. So personal relationship is there. Usually the parents and the father, so is more strong and powerful, is bigger than the son. Small child is there. But Krishna is a child in the pastime of Nanda Baba, but is all powerful, all knowing, and is the source of everything actually. But then he's accepting parents in the pastime. And they're taking care of him in playful way, in loving exchange. But then the most exalted are the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani. And that is the most loving exchange with Krishna, which is relishing, and the gopis are relishing. So practical realization will be there in perfect Krishna consciousness. Sarup Siddhi, when we realize actually our spiritual form in one of these relationships. And then realizing our form, then after giving up the body, we can go where Krishna performs his pastimes and we can enter the pastimes. That is known as Vastu Siddhi. So because when we realize our form, we cannot immediately join the pastimes of Krishna. Only after giving up the body, we'll go where Krishna performs his pastimes. And then we can enter the pastimes. And that is known as Vastu Siddhi. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, the Acharya, Swarup Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have gotten this knowledge, and so we have the good fortune of engaging in devotional service for the pleasure of Guru, Gauranga and Radha Krishna. And by constant endeavor and by being careful not to be deviated. So that we have to take care of, especially because the mind is very flickering and the mind is very stubborn. So at the beginning, also in Krishna consciousness, something new for the mind. And the mind, wow, that's something quite nice. Taking prasadam and chanting and dancing, wonderful. But then after some times, then the mind is thinking, well, I've been doing this for quite some time. Maybe I should do again something else. Why always chanting Hare Krishna in the morning? Why getting up early every morning? Why going for Mangalati every morning? I should do something else. So the mind is very tricky and very obstinate. The material mind. And then is trying to engage in some activities which are not right. Abominable activities as mentioned here. So the tendency is there as long as we are not completely perfect, as long as one is under the most material nature. So when one is in the mode of goodness, then in consciousness and then also then externally with the body, the environment, and then we engage in activities in the mode of goodness, so then the difficulties are a little less. And it is easier to control the mind. So therefore it is important to try to be in the mode of goodness. But that is not sufficient. But we have to endeavor to remember Krishna. We have to endeavor to be engaged, to engage all the senses in Krishna Seva. And we have to choose to take shelter of Krishna every moment. So every moment we have the choice. And every moment we have to choose Krishna. Of course, sometimes then we engage in some activities and we become absorbed and then everything is fine. But then still, after some time, then the mind again wants to do something else. Or we have the choice, Krishna or Maya. So we have to choose Krishna always. So, but those who are Kripana, as mentioned here, so they will engage in sense purification. So Kripana means a miser. So, but that is actually less intelligent to try to be happy in this material world, to try to enjoy the result of one's activities. But a devotee, sarva bhutehi terataha, is not only thinking of himself, but thinking of others. And actually by this consciousness we can become free from this material consciousness. If we are thinking, so we engage in devotional activities, we try to serve Krishna, to give pleasure to Krishna, and then we try to help others, try to give Krishna consciousness to others, try to give the holy names to others, try to give prasadam to others, try to distribute books. So and if one is working, one will get some result, engage that in Krishna seva. And then one may be household, he has a house, he has family. And then the house should be like a temple where Krishna is served. And the family members, the wife, the children, the parents, the brothers and sisters, friends, they should be then encouraged to engage in Krishna conscious activities, in chanting the holy names especially. And then in reading transcendental literatures, Bhagavad-Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and be with the devotees, associate with the devotees. So by positive engagement, we can give up the negative engagement, abominable activities. So that is the only way to become free, by positive engagement with the body, mind, and words. So constant endeavor has to be there. And so with one's intelligent. So it is bhakti yoga what we are performing. Bhakti yoga, connecting with Krishna through bhakti, devotional service, priti, love, for Krishna's pleasure. But then as mentioned here, buddhi yoga, one has to use one's intelligence to choose Krishna, to engage everything in Krishna seva, or how to spread Krishna consciousness, how to become more Krishna conscious, how to help others to be Krishna conscious. So that is buddhi yoga. Also sometimes explained as abhyas yoga. Abhyas. One has to practice. So constant practice. So that makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. In the beginning not so easy, but by practicing more and more, by endeavoring, then we can become successful. By praying, we have to pray also, because we are insignificant. And we need the help. We need the help from Guru, Gauranga, and Krishna. Alone it is not possible. So therefore we stay with the devotees, with the spiritual master. We will get inspired. And then it becomes easier to advance in spiritual life and to become perfect. Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga done. A. Bhakti A. Krishna Nam. Smarane Krandane. So the wealth of bhakti, that is ultimately the chanting of the holy names, that you should remember. And Krandane, crying, so we have to cry out for help, just like a child, small child. So difficulties are there, but then he's crying to his mother, to his father, and they're there immediately to help. So we have to cry out to Krishna, to Guru, to help us, so we can be steady, we can be fixed, we can advance. Susukam katu maipiyayam. And it is joyfully performed, devotional service. Hare Krishna. So, any questions? Any question? Everything clear? Okay, then we continue chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So now, auspicious time is there, month of Shravan Mass, and tomorrow Julan Yatra is starting. Very beautiful festival for Radha Krishna's pleasure. Radha Krishna the swing, and the gopis are swinging Radha and Krishna. And so in this world, by the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of the Spiritual Master Prabhupada, we have the opportunity to also help in various ways in this festival, and we can swing the deities who are sitting there on the swing. So that is starting from tomorrow for 5 days, Julan Utsav. So very wonderful pastime. So actually we can see even that, of course, nowadays children, they are mostly also on the mobile, but previously so many games were there and playing was there. And I remember even in my childhood, we used to also sit on the swing and swing. Swinging Hare Krishna. Swinging Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Swinging on the swing. Go very high. Back and forth. Hare Krishna. So much fun is there by swinging. So Hare Krishna also, they are on the swing, and then Krishna is, we know how to push the swing also. And then sometimes the gopis are pushing also. And Krishna very much going up, front and back, very fast and very high. And Radharani becomes a little afraid. Krishna, Krishna, and she's embracing Krishna. So wonderful pastime. And they have different swings in different places in Braj. In Varshana, between Nandagaon and Varshana in Saket, near Nandagaon there's also one swing, and at Radhakund there's a swing also. And sometimes they have a big swing also. And Radha Krishna on the swing, and such a big swing, and then the 8 Sakhis also there on that swing, on one big swing. Radha Krishna and the Ashta Sakhis, the 8 Sakhis are there. So sometimes you can see also, we have seen that circus is there. Circus, there sometimes also have a big swing, and many people, they can sing. They can sit on one swing. But in Golok and Krishna's pastimes, the swings are much more beautiful, nicely decorated. And that is a real enjoyment when Krishna is in the center. When Krishna is not in the center, some enjoyment is there, but it is very flickering. It is not real enjoyment. Real enjoyment is when Krishna is in the center. For Krishna's enjoyment, the activities are performed. And then, when Krishna is satisfied, of course, Krishna is always satisfied, but he's reciprocating with the devotees who are serving him. And then, automatically, we'll be satisfied also. Anand, Paramanand, great bliss will be there. And that is the nature of Krishna. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. And we are Spartan pastors, we also Satchit Ananda Vigraha. We are eternal, knowledgeable, blissful. So we have to come to that plane, to the spiritual plane, to the transcendental plane, in loving exchange with Krishna. So that is the perfection. So the devotees, so the future is bright. Always we engage in devotional activities, pleasure is there, but of course in the conditioned state some difficulties are there. But by simply continuing, we can overcome the difficulties. And the more we advance, the more we will experience this bliss. And we'll get the strength to overcome the difficulties which are coming in this world. So we simply have to be constantly engaged, and then we are properly situated as the eternal servants of Krishna. Hare Krishna. And then we'll get some wonderful Mahaprasad also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.